Do you realize it's a Catholic? And they will acknowledge it's a Catholic church or their church is true. They'll acknowledge that because they're into authority. They know authority is the key issue. They dismiss all of Protestantism because they don't have Christ's authority. So we've got to compliment them on that. They got that part nailed. So then we can zero in on the authority. Well, show me when it was lost. Prove it. You've got to do that. So
then when you throw in, well then, how did the Bible get written?
Well, so then you tie in the authority to the Bible.
And
how do you reconcile this?
Throw them off bad track, wouldn't
Trust me, yeah.
Just a 300-year grab.
Yeah. Okay.
Good commercials.
Huh?
They have good commercials.
They're commercials. They're commercials. Now, has anyone seen a commercial lately?
Yeah.
You know what they're doing? They're trying to sound Christian. That's their marketing lately. They want to sound Christian. And one person in that documentary yesterday almost flipped out of my seat when he said this. He says, and we're just another Christian church. That's what the Mormons are doing. They're trying to sound Christian now. That's their marketing. We're just another Christian church. Are they Christian? No. And it's not, we're trying to be discriminatory. They don't meet the criteria of being Christian. What does it take to be a Christian?
Believe in the Trinity.
You have to believe in the Trinity and
Christ is God.
the basic gospel message and the meaning that goes into it. Who God is, who Christ is, and all that. And what they'll say, we are Christians because we believe in Christ. And that's a true statement. But you got to dig it deeper. What is your understanding of Christ? That's what different. What's your understanding of God? They say, we believe in God, just like you Christians. See, we're Christians. But their definition of God is different.
And recently they added Jesus Christ to the name of their church. He wasn't always there. It's the Church of the Latter-day Saints.
Yeah, originally, then they put Jesus Christ. Now they make Jesus in big
print. They want to have
print.
Jesus Christ plastered all over the screen.
So it's a lot of marketing. So, okay, well, I better get off Mormonism. As always, we have a small T tradition in this class asking what some of us might have been doing this past week as their homework assignment. Anyone like to share what they have done last week, in addition to going to Mass, in addition to going to class? Dee?
He knows, because I had a joke. Well, I was going to go to Mass last night, and so I was taking my garbage out to the curb about 5:40 p.m. And two guys came by in their little black pants with the white shirts and their ties, and offered to help me. And I said, "No, that's okay. I can handle this." And to help me take my garbage out. And so he said, "Well, of course you know I'm from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I'd like to give you my little card." And I said, "Well, thank you, but I'm not, I really don't want your card." And he said, "Well, I would like to talk to you." And I said, "I'd like to talk to you." I said, "I have some questions." And he said, "Oh, great," and their ears perk up, So I remember what Cal said, is don't let them start in. So I have to tell you, I don't know where it all came from, but for 20 minutes, that poor guy, his face turned red. He couldn't get a word in edgeways, and so I started with, of course, the great apostasy, and asking him about that, and he explained, and this young man had only been a Mormon for about 2 years. He had studied a lot, he knew a lot about the Catholic Church. It was very interesting. But every time I asked him a question like, explain to me the great apostasy and how could that be, and those kind of things, he'd come back with the same old spiel that they always have. But we got to talking, and I asked him about the Bible, and I said, "Well, what Bible do you use?" And of course we all know, he said King James Bible. And I said, "Well, you explained to me," I said, "where did the Bible come from?" And he said, "Well, in the 1600s, he said there were a whole bunch of Bibles," and this is a new one, I heard this one. There's a whole bunch of Bibles out there, and he said they all were in different languages and all this kind of stuff. And I said, wait a minute. Mormonism wasn't started until the 1800s. So why do you tell me about the 1600s? You weren't there.
Well,
Anyway, the church wasn't there, is what I'm saying. And so then he said, I said, let's go way back. Where did the Bible come from? So very sheepishly he said, first Christians, kind of first Christians. And I said, well, who were the first Christians? And he said, well, Catholic Church. And I said, thank you. And I and so we went on and talked about the Bible and all that kind of stuff and the great apostasy again. And I said, this is not logical to me that you believe in the great apostasy, but you use our Bible. So you're telling me that the Catholic Church lost its authority when the last apostle died, but in approximately 400, when it was canonized, the Bible, by the Catholic Church, which you believe in, which you just told me, he said, yeah. I said, I don't know about you, but that's double talk to me. That is not making logical sense to me. And he just looked at me, his face kept getting redder and redder. So we kept talking, and he said, you must be Catholic. I said, yes, I am. And he said, you must have been talking to somebody lately or learning all about it. And I thought, I think they've heard of Vic, but I wasn't going to. So I said, which is true. This happened to me about 15, 16 years ago. My sister worked with this man named Jay, and he was very high up in the Mormon church. And he decided he was going to convert my sister and I. And I said, it's not going to happen. But so we went and played cards with he and his wife and all this, and by the time we got done in 2 years, he left the Mormon church. You know, and I told him, I said, you know, don't go there, because, you know, but anyway, so I told his kids that, these young people, and we just, I can't, like I said, I cannot believe all the things that came out.